Hey, hi everybody. Moss Jackson here. Welcome back to Mondays with Moss. It's been a couple weeks since my last broadcast. I took off last week on Labor Day, hung out with my family at the beach and some buddies, practiced safe distancing and sometimes wearing a mask most of the time. Anyway, I hope you guys had a good summer and we're back in the fall. You know, my program here really has to do with coaching you to live a great life, an extraordinary life, a life that you create, that you choose to have, not that life dumps on you. And I think right now, most of us are experiencing a pretty extraordinarily difficult time living with the pandemic, almost, 200,000 people dead, millions of people sick. Hey, David. Hey, Alex. Good to see you guys. Thank you. Economic difficulty, careers shifted, jobs lost, companies out of business, racial tension, isolation, kids going back to school. It really feels chaotic to me. So in a way, even though my focus is on living a great, extraordinary life, the tools I'm going to be teaching you, particularly the 10 tools from my toolbox for life navigation, can do a lot to keep you grounded, safe, and connected. So welcome and thank you. Thank you for tuning in. So last few weeks prior to my vacation, I think I talked about two tools: empathy, your ability to relate and understand someone else's experience, and resilience, your ability to bounce back. I'll check because maybe I'm fantasizing I did that. But the last two times we talked was on self-awareness. And this is the third conversation about self-awareness. What we did prior to this, we talked about what is self-awareness, what's its purpose, why is it important. I gave you a little bit about my story and how I've used self-awareness in my life, some things I've seen I did not like. But because I was willing to do the mirror test, which I'll talk to you about in a minute, I was able to see what's going on and choose a different direction. I've looked at the cost of not being self-aware, and some of the costs are really disastrous. You cannot navigate a great life if you're not aware. I think actually of all the tools I'm talking about, the 10 tools, self-awareness is essential. It's like the foundation. You don't build a house on mud. You got to build it on concrete, strong foundation. That's self-awareness. And I also talked about signs that you may be lacking self-awareness. So today, I want to talk about some skills, some actions you can take to actually increase your self-awareness, become more aware of yourself. If you're more aware of yourself, you can choose to alter, change if you want to. So one is the mirror exercise, which I just mentioned. That's simply where you sit down. It's kind of looking in the mirror, but you're really looking at I suggest you have a journal and you keep track of our conversations and you write down what you're learning in your journal. Write it as your extraordinary life. My extraordinary life. Excuse me, my throat's a little parched. So the mirror exercise is you write down your strengths, your weaknesses, what you like about yourself, what you don't like about yourself. It's pretty straightforward. Strengths, weaknesses, likes, and dislikes. And just let them go. Don't try to judge. Don't try to edit. Just write them down. See what you get. Smiley faces, frowny faces. Second, you may want to acknowledge that you may not know yourself very well, okay? That you may not especially know your mind, the bandits in your mind, those regrets and resentments and limiting beliefs that keep you stuck in the past and dreading the future. So mind bandits, so we'll be talking more about that. I think we have talked about it, but these are the limiting beliefs, like the regrets, I'm not good enough, and I got cheated, life's unfair, how come I never get a break? Get the other guy before he gets you. These are invisible forces that often keep us stuck in a survival reaction machine life. It really sucks, to tell you the truth. But you got to acknowledge that you may not know yourself. So if you want to know yourself better, take out your journal, write down one page, what I regret in life. What I regret this year, and go back from the beginning. Write down all your regrets, all of them. Next page, what I resent about my life, what I resent about other people, what I resent about anything. Write down your resentments. Anything that your lies, your betrayals, your guilt, the hurt you may have caused others. This is not a pleasant exercise, folks. You're not going to like it because you're going to see some things that are going to turn your stomach. But you got to do a workout. You got to go through this. I have a young guy, he's only 17. He's an AA. He is terrific. He's gone through the 12 steps, and he teaches me about regrets and resentments. He's facing them, and he's altering his consciousness. He's now the master of his own destiny, the captain of his own ship, because he had the guts and the backbone, the balls to write down all this stuff. So come on, if a 17-year-old could do it, you can do it. Another good technique to be aware is get grounded. So this is very simple. It's like when you go outside, before you start your day, you may want to kind of look around and say, oh, what do I see today? Four things you see. You start with, I see the sky, I see trees, I see a car, I see a dog running. Take a breath. Shift to 4 things you hear. I hear my voice, I hear birds, I hear a car going by, I hear a cough. Take a deep breath. 4 things you feel in your body. I feel tension in my throat. I feel my lips. I feel my eyelids blink. I feel my fingers. Take a deep breath and do the same thing. 3 things you see, hear, feel, 2, and then 1. And then that's it. It's just a grounding exercise. It gets you out of your mind, your regrets, your resentments, things you're worried about, all the things you think you're supposed to do. It can do a lot to calm down your nervous system. Okay, another technique to become more self-aware is become a witness, like a social anthropologist, like you're visiting yourself and you're noticing, how am I feeling? What am I thinking? What am I sensing? What's going on in my mind? Like this morning I woke up, I was lying in bed and I said, okay, I'm going to be a witness. I'm going to just notice my thoughts. I didn't want to think too much, but I noticed I was getting worried. I was thinking to myself, you have too much today to do. This whole week, it's too much. I didn't take enough time to really relax. I worked over the weekend. I'm working on a new book called, I think it's going to be called Extraordinary. You can only get what you want if you know how to make it happen. So a lot is based upon these talks. Anyway, I became aware that I felt chaos. I felt tense. And instead of going into my mind, asking myself, what am I worried about? And to worry about it, I just said, okay, I'm noticing my heart beating. I'm noticing my stomach getting a little tense. I'm noticing myself breathing. I notice I have some worries about my clients. Got a couple of clients I'm really worried about. I'm noticing I have a couple doctor's appointments. I think I'm a little concerned about that. I'm noticing that I haven't gone to the gym for 2 days, feeling a little guilty. Now I stopped thinking about it, I just noticed it. Even though I didn't write it down, I was aware of it. And then I completed it and said, okay. Then I said something that I'm going to teach you next week, which is take control. I asked myself, what's one thing I can do and take control? And that was make my bed. I got out of bed, I made the bed. Made my wife's side, made mine side, fluffed the pillows. I didn't throw the throw pillows on yet, but I straightened the bed pretty well. It wasn't sloppy. I didn't wait till 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 4 o'clock to do it. I took that action, I looked at it, and I said, I did it. It's like a little kid in Little League, hitting the ball and getting on first base. At least I got on first base. I started my day doing something. So that's an action you can take. Okay, really important, identify your triggers. Identify the things that piss you off, annoy you, make you anxious, make you scared, make you sad, make you judge yourself. It could be a client, a customer doesn't call you back. It could be that you went out and your cars are dirty. Maybe you left the lights on and your battery's dead. That's a trigger. Maybe you say hello to somebody and the person doesn't respond back. Maybe you go to the bank and the teller is annoyed about something and you take it personally. You really got to get clear what triggers you, what throws you into reactivity. Remember, human beings are reaction machines. We're reacting all the time. If you don't know what you're reacting to, if you're not self-aware, you won't be able to control anything. Everything starts with the foundation called what am I aware of? Knowing your triggers is really important. Another thing you might think about is what am I aware of in terms of my gratitudes? What am I grateful for? So this morning when I went through the day, before I got up, I closed my eyes. I asked myself, Moss, what are you grateful for? I'm grateful for my wife, Judy. Grateful for my children, Jenny and Laura, my daughters. I'm grateful for my grandchildren. I'm grateful for my good friends, Bruce, Marnie, Jay, Derek, Nancy, Jeff, my friend in Portugal, Nuno. I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my creativity. So that's a nice awareness. It kind of fills you up. It's good food. Okay. Also, you may want to think about, be aware, is what you're saying to yourself, is it a fact or you're making it up as a story? So I think most of the time we're really bullshitting our lives. We believe the stories we tell ourselves. For example, if I don't get a phone call back from a client, or if he doesn't pay a bill, I remind the client, you owe me some money, and they don't pay me back. My story is he doesn't care about me, doesn't respect me, trying to pull one over on me. And then I realize it's a story. And then I'm making up a dumb story to make me resentful and not really. So if I want to clarify, I might call my, hey, John, thanks for checking in. I might send a note to my client, hey, I'm a bit concerned. I know we had this conversation about this past bill. Just want to check, are you taking care of it? Did you not? Anything I can do to help? Do you need any further information? When I take action, instead of worrying about my stupid story, I feel better and things get cleared up. Okay, lastly, be aware you can only hit one tennis ball at a time. If you're trying to handle 2, 3, 4 problems at the same time, you will get flooded. Why? Because you're not smart enough. I'm not smart enough. Human beings can only really focus on one thing at a time. We are not good at multitasking, particularly if there are worries and concerns and upsets. Choose one thing. Ask yourself, what's going on? What am I aware of? What am I thinking? What am I concerned about? And under all that, what do I really want? And then what's the action I can take? Action has to do with self-control and producing results. So next Monday, we start a really interesting, powerful conversation on what can you do to get self-control over your fears, your anger, over chaos, over the pandemic. Hope you join me. Hey, if you have any questions about anything that you're concerned about, worried about, stewing about, send me a note. There's information down here someplace that I think my assistant is going to post so you can know how to contact me. And if you want to contact me for coaching, you have some interest in how I work, want to find out more about it, great. Contact me, love to hear from you, love the fall's here, got good energy. In the meantime, wish you a good week. Notice what's going on and be easy on yourself. Be easy on yourself. Do one thing at a time, like make your bed. See you guys. Bye.